Between 2010 and 2023, the global population surged by 15.17%, growing from just under 7 billion to over 8 billion. However, not all nations are expanding. Some are shrinking rapidly, with declining birth rates, aging populations, and high emigration rates. But why is this happening? Today, we will explore the world's fastest dying countries and uncover the reasons behind their declining populations. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, a stunning Caribbean island, is renowned for its crystal-clear waters, white sandy beaches, and vibrant coral reefs. U.S. News and World Report even ranked it the third best travel destination for honeymooners. However, while tourists may flock to this paradise, its local population is shrinking. Between 2010 and 2020, the country's population declined at an average rate of minus 0.44%, translating to a net loss of over 4,000 people. The downward trend continues with a minus 0.37% decrease in 2022 and minus 0.24% in 2023. The primary reason? High unemployment and negative net migration, as more people leave in search of better opportunities elsewhere. In 2021, the unemployment rate reached a staggering 21.6%, making it one of the poorest nations in the Eastern Caribbean. Between 2010 and 2020, Armenia's population declined by minus 0.41%. The trend continues today, with a minus 0.38% drop in 2022 and minus 0.09% in 2023. One of the biggest factors is a low birth-to-death ratio. In early 2022, for the first time since 1998, deaths outnumbered births. Additionally, Armenia faces high emigration rates. In 2021 alone, 73,000 more people left than entered the country. The ongoing conflict in the region and limited economic opportunities are major drivers of this trend. The government has introduced financial incentives for families and efforts to stabilize the political landscape, but so far, these measures have had little effect. Greece's population has dropped from 11 million in 2010 to 10.3 million today, a decline of nearly 700,000 people. The primary reasons? Low birth rates, an aging population, and economic struggles. Between 2010 and 2020, Greece's population declined by minus 0.46%, accelerating to minus 0.58% in 2022, and minus 0.42% in 2023. With only 1.3 births per woman, the birth rate is too low to sustain population growth. Moreover, many young people leave rural areas due to financial hardships, worsening the issue. Serbia has struggled with population decline for decades. Between 2010 and 2020, the average population change was minus 0.4%. This trend has worsened, with a minus 1.03% decrease in 2022 and minus 1% in 2023. The biggest causes? High emigration and low birth rates. Young, educated Serbians often struggle to find jobs. For every 100 students entering higher education, only 13 will graduate and secure a job in their field. Despite joining the European Union in 2007, Bulgaria remains the poorest country in the Union. Between 2010 and 2020, the country experienced a negative 0.81% average population decline, which worsened to negative 1.51% in 2022 and negative 1.39% in 2023. The struggling economy has driven skilled workers abroad, leading to a significant brain drain. While the COVID-19 pandemic briefly led some Bulgarians to return home, this was only a temporary reversal of the long-term trend. Japan is facing one of the most severe population declines in the world. With a fertility rate of just 1.3 births per woman, the country's aging population is causing serious concerns. Between 2010 and 2020, the population declined by negative 0.25%, but this rate has worsened, reaching negative 0.65% in 2022 and negative 0.52% in 2023. The primary causes? Low birth rates, an aging society, and restrictive immigration policies. The government has introduced financial incentives and workplace reforms to encourage families to have more children, but the effects have been minimal so far. Italy's population decreased from 59.8 million in 2010 to approximately 59.5 million in 2020, with a negative 0.1% average change. However, this decline has accelerated in recent years, reaching negative 0.34% in 2022 and negative 0.28% in 2023. Young Italians are leaving due to high living costs, unemployment, and lack of affordable housing. Italy's youth unemployment rate remains among the highest in Europe, forcing many to seek better opportunities abroad. Croatia has seen a negative 0.61% population decline from 2010 to 2020, worsening to negative 0.73% in 2022 and negative 0.54% in 2023. Economic struggles and declining birth rates are the main factors. One survey found that 1 in 32 young Croatians consider leaving the country for better opportunities abroad. Lithuania has struggled with population decline for years. Between 2010 and 2020, the country saw a negative 1.1% average population change. The trend continued in 2022 with negative 1.31% and, in 2023, with negative 1.15%. The main reasons? High emigration rates and a declining birth rate. However, Lithuania saw positive net migration in 2021 for the first time in over 30 years, signaling a potential shift in this trend. Latvia's population declined at an average rate of negative 1.03% between 2010 and 2020. The decline persisted in 2022 at negative 1.24% and 2023 at negative 1.1%. Many Latvians moved to other European countries with higher wages and better job opportunities, contributing to the steady population drop. Puerto Rico, a U.S. territory, experienced a negative 1.17% average population change from 2010 to 2020. In 2022, the decline slowed to negative 0.11%, and in 2023, the trend reversed with a 0.24% increase. Economic migration to the U.S. mainland and frequent hurricanes have contributed to the past decline, but recent signs suggest recovery. You've likely heard it called Bosnia, but its full name, Bosnia and Herzegovina, hints at its complex identity. Nestled in southeastern Europe along the Adriatic Sea, this scenic country is battling a silent exodus. Between 2010 and 2020, the population dropped by 1.4% annually. By 2023, the decline slowed slightly to 0.7%, but the trend remains alarming. Why? Fewer births, aging citizens, and a youth desperate to leave. Nearly half of 18 to 29-year-olds, 47%, or 269,000 people, are eyeing opportunities abroad. Corruption, crumbling public services, and unemployment drive this flight. For many, staying feels like a dead end. Now, to the Pacific. The Marshall Islands, a paradise of 1,225 islands and atolls, is losing its people faster than almost anywhere on Earth. With just 42,000 residents in 2023, the population has plunged by 1.9% yearly since 2010. In 2018 alone, a third of the nation relocated to the U.S. blamed joblessness, failing schools and healthcare. But there's a bigger threat: climate change. Rising seas flood homes, poison fresh water with salt water, and threaten survival. For locals, relocation isn't a choice. It's a lifeline. Population decline is reshaping economies and societies. Can these nations reverse the trend? Share your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe for more global insights.